Hey everybody, this is DJ Hunt. You were probably expecting to see my wife Tiffany here on Essential Conversations, but she's on the other side of the camera this afternoon. So I just want to jump on real quick and kind of spread the word online and for all you guys that tune into Essential Conversations about something that I've been doing for the past few years now, 3 to 4 years, and it's called Bulletproof Coffee. And I get asked about it a lot because people at my office see me in the break room using a blender and putting butter in coffee, and they're like, well, what's going on here? So I just wanted to kind of explain kind of what I do. It all goes back to a fellow named Dave Asprey, and he is the inventor of the Bulletproof line of products. And he kind of, if he's not the inventor of buttered coffee, he's definitely the one that has done the most work to spread the news about it. And you basically put butter and oil in your coffee, and it's all about getting good fats into your system. As lots of people know, you know, our brain is made of fat, and so we have to have fat, and a lot of the nutritional information that's come out years ago that says fat is bad is not necessarily the case. They're finding out the science is actually proving that we need lots of fat, but we need good fat. And so I want to talk to you a little bit today about the good fat in pasture-raised butter and grass-fed butter, and putting that into your coffee and how that can kind of kickstart your morning and get you going in the right direction. All right, so the first thing we're going to use is this Kerrygold Pure Irish Butter. This is grass-fed butter, and it is what I like to use. Now you can kind of use your favorite butter product, but it's got to be butter. It can't be margarine. It can't have vegetable oil or anything. It's got to be 100% butter. And I like the grass-fed kind, so this Kerrygold unsalted butter, because remember, we're putting this in our coffee, and salted butter in coffee is kind of gross if you ask me. So we're going to use unsalted butter. We're also going to go, that's part of the fat, but it's not all the fat. So we're also going to go to use XCT oil. This is 100% coconut oil, and it's tasteless. It does not taste like coconuts, but it is a great source of high quality fat that's going to go with our butter. And when you drink the coffee, you're really going to you're going to feel this oil in a good kind of mouth feel when you drink the coffee there. We're also going to throw in a little bit of collagen protein. Again, also tasteless, 22 grams of protein per 2 scoops. And so we're going to have lots of good fat in this coffee and some collagen protein. So this is going to be our power drink. All right, so we're going to start out. We're going to put our butter in here. And one of the reasons I like this Kerrygold so much is because it's got the tablespoon markings on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with 2 tablespoons of butter, which is going to be right here. And I'm just going to saw it right off. And again, I'm all about doing what's easiest and what takes the least amount of time. And I like to just be able to come in here. Of course, this is nice and hard because it's been in the refrigerator. And I'm just going to slice right through it. It comes off real nice and clean. Unwrap it and drop it in the blender. Now, I'm doing 2 tablespoons of butter because that's what I like and that's what I've worked up to, but I didn't start here. If you're new to this type of stuff, it's smarter to start with less fat and kind of work your way up, because if you start off with too much fat and your system's not used to it, it can kind of upset your stomach. So I'm going to, maybe start with 1 and 1 or 1 and 0.5. But anyway, I'm making this for myself, so I'm showing you guys what I do. So 2 tablespoons of butter. Now we're moving to the oil. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of oil. And again, if you're just starting out, maybe you do a half a tablespoon or a teaspoon even. And I want to get it all off the spoon into the blender. Okay? So we've got that. And now I'm going to dump the protein in there. And again, if you are following the ketogenic diet, or if you are trying to stay in ketosis, and I'm not going to explain a lot about that, but if you understand what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you're going to skip the protein because that will take you out of ketosis. But since we are not doing the ketogenic diet currently, I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this protein in there. I'm gonna do 2 scoops of the good stuff. Okay, coffee. Again, use your favorite brew. I like dark coffee, so we're gonna put dark coffee in here. Coffee beans are famous for being moldy, and so you want to find a good whole bean coffee. When you're buying your coffee, you want to find a good whole bean coffee that's single sourced. Basically what that means is that all the coffee in that bag came from the same place, and that's one way that they can kind of work to make sure that there's not getting mold in the coffee beans. Cool, so here we are, we got it all in there. Now for the fun part. I'm gonna start my blender, and I'm just gonna, doesn't take much, I'm gonna put it on the lowest setting. You kind of hear that butter getting chopped up. And you can go for 10, 15 seconds, whatever. I'm at 15 there, and you can see as I turn it off, you can kind of zoom in here a little bit, and there's a nice foamy head on the coffee. I'm going to go with a stainless steel mug. Dump the coffee right in the mug. By the way, I did about 20 ounces of coffee. And that's what works best for me. And so you can still see it's got the nice head on there. And I'm going to just enjoy. Again, you cannot taste the coconut oil, you cannot taste the collagen protein powder. And I would liken this to, if you're familiar with drinking a cup of coffee with cream and no sugar, this is kind of like, I would liken it, the taste to that. Coffee with cream and no sugar, except it's got lots of good stuff in it. All right, so as a last kind of addition to make it extra super awesome, we've got our essential oils here. This is Essential Conversations, so we're definitely going to incorporate essential oils into our coffee. And this is really pick your favorite oil day. We've tried lots of different things. I actually use this Bulletproof coffee as a recovery drink from my workouts. I go to the gym every morning before work, and so I make my Bulletproof coffee when I get to my office. And so the first thing that comes into my body, besides water during the day, is the Bulletproof coffee. And as many of you know, turmeric is a great oil that supports muscle recovery. And so I add turmeric here. I enjoy the taste of just the buttered coffee, but you can add cinnamon if you're looking for some flavor. You can add On Guard. This is fantastic flavoring for the coffee, as well as supporting your immune system. Clove bud, cassia, peppermint. If you're into that, just really you can kind of add flavor to the coffee however you want to. And there's 2 ways you can do it. The first way is that you can put the oil into your blender, or you can take a toothpick and dip the toothpick into the oil and kind of stir it into your coffee. That way, if you want, I recommend the toothpick method if you're going to use more than one oil, because you get 2 or 3 drops of an oil in your coffee and it starts kind of overpowering, and you only have 16 ounces here or 20 ounces here. So if you just kind of dip it in there with a toothpick, and that allows you to get more of the oil and different oils in there without overpowering it. So hope you guys enjoyed the little buttered coffee demonstration here, and would love to see some questions or comments. Thanks a lot.